Again, as I can see, then a Portroyal, I don't know. But the earthquake was shake up three quarter or something like that. Is I'm saying that taking the history certain way, but I don't know. They are but they are two of the place and things, isn't it? So I'm staying tuned, isn't it, David? So the hot still, So the hot, so I don't know. Just stay tuned and I'm gonna see what I go on, isn't it? Yeah man, not do much talking. I'm gonna see what I go on because I can see. And then I place, isn't it? Yeah, and so that is it. Fort Charles, I don't know what time it is. Yeah.
But not these. These are replicas. Foreign enslaved blacks, they were used to bolster the British Army in the 17th to the 18th centuries. They were called the West India Regiment. This is a replica of the flag that they use. Number two means it's a battalion. The British colonized the West Indies. Alright, so because they bolstered the British Army, that was how blacks began to be enlisted in the army. So even when it was disbanded, when they scrapped the regiment, blacks continued to enlist. Alright? And so that is why we have blacks in the army today. And so the JDF
Yeah.
have the regiment band, the ones that play occasionally, right? Because of the regiment. Alright, so this is how they transported the slaves on ships and so on, and also advertise them to be sold. So there were two major earthquakes, one on June the 7th, 1692, the Port Royal earthquake, right?
Yeah.
That's not the city, sorry about that. Alright, so this is the one that depicts the Great Kingston earthquake that happened on January the 14th, 1907. So this is Arbor Street, and this is King Street downtown, right? There was a fire that lasted for 3 days, over 800 persons were unaccounted for. It is the same earthquake of 1907 which tilted the Royal Artillery Store and gave it the name the Giddy House. It was tilted at a 16-degree angle. Alright? It is now reinforced because it has tilted more than that, or leaned more. Alright? So we're going this way. So this is the passages that the middle passage that they brought slave to.
Okay.
This is a map of Jamaica, the one that I told you about.
Yeah.
Before the earthquake of 1692. So this is the year that's Port Royal right there. And in that place is now Kingston. This map is very large, and you know the one that we have now, the lands have been depleted much smaller. And back then they had precincts, right? There were 22 parishes before they become 14. Alright? Some of the names have changed a bit. It's not St. Mary anymore, it's St. Mary. There's no St. George, that's Portland. St. Thomas right there. St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Elizabeth. We don't have St. John, but we have St. John's Road, Spanish Town. We have Brown Hill here. Yes. And you know the names are on the maps. On the maps, they are named after the monarchy, after the British monarchy, right? Okay. So around here. So this is a pirate. These women were in his crew. This was Mary Reed. Yeah. She died 5 months after she was thrown in jail when they captured him. This one escaped. She is called Anne Bonny. She was the lover of the pirate and she escaped from here and that one died in the brig. Alright? Any Morgan was a pirate buccaneer. Buccaneer soulmate. He eventually became our first lieutenant governor of Jamaica. Alright, so this is the most notorious, represent the most notorious. He was Blackbeard, and that's a replica of his flag.
Okay.
Alright?
Yeah.
That one across there is Jolly Rogers, and he was Black Samuel Bellamy, the wealthiest. This is around the back. Yes, it was. Because it's not there anymore, this train line.
Yeah.
That was when it was destroyed in 1907 earthquake. Alright, so we're heading that way.
Yes, so you are told me. So I'll go on a circle.
I know it's a your brother coming. Alright, so
Hmm.
Charmian.
So your name is?
Charmian.
Okay.
You can come on the video
Oh,
and take my voice. Alright?
okay, yeah.
So this fort was built in 1656. It was first called Fort Cromwell. Then it was renamed Fort Charles in honor of King Charles II in 1660. The fort had 500 soldiers, started with 36 cannons, and they gradually grew to 104. One's outlining one outside that you have seen,
Yeah.
and these along here, these are real cannons, right?
Mm-hmm.
One's across there. Known as the bamboo tree, right? It is also called the rain tree. It is called the rain tree because it's shaped like an umbrella. It is also called a 4 o'clock tree because at 4 p.m. or thereabout, the leaves start to close up, they start to get dark. And so it is preparing for bed. It goes to sleep at 6 p.m. So it is also called the 6 o'clock tree. The barefoot that is used to feed the goats and cows and other animals. Alright? So the fort was built in 1656.
Yeah.
Yes. It was first called Fort Cromwell, then it was renamed Fort Charles in honor of King Charles II in 1660. The fort had 500 soldiers, started with 36 cannons, and they even gradually grew to 104. Alright? The guns across here are real ones across here, and those on my right, those are replicas. The guns are pointing outwards, it meant that the sea was across here. So yes, the fort was built on an island. And so because of the 1692 earthquake, formation of the land has changed. Alright? this is a barracks, yes, that they slept back then in. But the beds are replicas, so you know, but they slept on bunkers. It was two to the top and two to the bottom. Soldiers, and that's how they got the yellow fever. They were sleeping too close and they breathing in each other's faces. And so the yellow fever killed a lot of the British engineers. Alright, so you see those two bottles there? Yes, they represent rum and water. It's called grog. And so grog was first drunk here. And I'll tell you more about that when we get further along.
Okay, so
Alright,
we can video, right? Okay. Alright.
Portroyal soldiers will be flogged if they were dirty, out of uniform, indisciplined. Yes, and so commander would come down and be saluted. Yes, they'll have games, parades. Yeah, and saluting of the commander. So that's already across that area was the wash area, and so servants would gather the urine that was stored and then brought it there and placed it there in the sun. It would be in the sun until it becomes ammonia. Ammonia was used to wash the uniforms of the soldiers. They were white. Alright. So the restrooms, they were bricks or gauze, so they were jails.
Oh,
Alright.
yeah.
The holes would have stored acid and gunpowder, also rations. These guns, yes, they are real ones also.
General.
The ones on the end, they would have fired at a close unit if intruders come onto the fort, right? And as you know, the sea was outside, so the taller ones would have propelled further out. Alright, so that might not be the original place.
I know. Look on this, man. A real machine, this, you know.